In kolikor spremljamo tudi njihove povratne informacije, ponesli ime našega mesta in Šaleške doline v svoja okolja. Pismo o nameri za ta festival je podpisano za obdobje 3 let in nadejamo se, da bomo na to temo festivalskega turizma in pa seveda tudi drugih aktivnosti tukaj na Visti gradili in nadgrajevali naše uspešne zgodbe. Vista je tudi vedno bolj tržna. V letošnjem letu bo čistih prihodkov iz naslova oddaje prostorovno uporabo preko 100.000 evrov. Tukaj nekaj utrinkov, kako izgleda Vista, ko je polna, ko se dogajajo koncerti. Zdaj pa še samo nekaj besed, ker smo še vedno pri 5-zvezdičnih produktih, kot sem rekla, vredno za razvoj naše promocije, naše destinacije. Zopet smo na gladini Velenjskega jezera, produkt potopljene vasi, čustven produkt, pa vendar povezan z tako imenovanim VR potopom, kjer lahko obiskovalci skozi VR očala doživijo, kako je to področje izgledalo v preteklosti, preden je nastalo kot posledica rudarjenja, torej kako so se potopile vasi, šole in pa tudi drugi objekti. Tukaj še zelo pomemben produkt Underground, 160 metrov pod zemljo, posebno kulinarično doživetje. Prejšnji produkt in ta produkt delamo skupaj z muzejem Gorništva in zagotovo gre za ene takšne uspešne, sicer bolj butične zgodbe, ampak glede na odzive, ki jih prejemamo, But given the information we receive, these are wonderful stories. Tretji 5-zvezdični produkt z znakom Slovenija Unique Experience. Redko kdo ve, da je leta 1931 eden večjih industrialcev na področju usnjarstva Tomaž Bata z zasebnim letalom priletel v Šoštanj na poslovni sestanek in to zgodbo tega produkta gradimo tudi na tak način, da goste popeljemo na ogled Šaleške doline z letalom. Seveda pa zgodbo Šaleške doline, o kateri je bilo danes že veliko govora, gradimo kot zelene. Zavod za turizem je podpisal številne zaveze, povezane s trajnostjo, seveda se tudi trudimo, da smo kot zavod vzor tudi vsem ostalim drugim deležnikom, tako organiziramo številne zero waste dogodke, dogodke z manj odpadki, smo pa v letošnjem letu pridobili znak Slovenija Green Gold Destination. Še nekaj statističnih podatkov, uradnih podatkov o prenočitvah še trenutno ni, bodo znane po 25.9. Nadejamo pa se, da bomo tako na področju prenočitev, kakor prihodov nekje 20% več, kot smo bili v obdobju od 1 do 8 v lanskem letu. Na sami strategiji smo si pa seveda postavili tudi kazalnike, ki so za razvoj turizma v Šaleški dolini izjemno pomembni in seveda se trudimo, da jih bomo v tem obdobju tudi realizirali. Končujem z zadnjo fotografijo, kot rečeno, poudarek na produktih v povezavi z omenjeno industrijsko panogo. Znamo delati in promoviramo naše okolje tudi z drugačnimi zgodbami. Tukaj je čudovito prenovljeno staro mestno jedro v Velenju. Organizirali smo dolgo mizo za 130 obiskovalcev. S takšnimi dogodki oživljamo tudi staro mestno jedro. Kaj pa želimo v bistvu povedati? Dejstvo je, da se v Zavodu za turizem trudimo, da bi zgodbo, turistično zgodbo Šaleške doline čim bolje približali lokalnemu prebivalstvu. Izjemno pomembno nam je, da bi se v našem okolju dobro počutili tudi prebivalci našega mesta, ker če temu bo tako ali če je tako, so prebivalci mesta Velenje in pa Šaleške doline zagotovo odlični promotorji turizma tudi navzven. Najlepše se vam zahvaljujem za pozornost.
Hvala lepa, gospa Alenka Kikec, za vašo krasno predstavitev. Žal nam je časa za dodatno vprašanje zmanjkalo, prav gotovo pa se bo debata razvila še po koncu naše konference v času kosila, tako da bi brez zavlačevanja na oder kar povabil našega naslednjega panelista, gospoda Mitjo Repšeta, direktorja financ in prava v podjetju Farma Linea DOO, iz elektronike in rudarstva, čisto specifične nišne start-up iniciative preko turizma je končno v Velenje prišla tudi farmacija.
And pharmacy also came to Velenje, pharmaceutical industry.
I will try to be brief as possible. Dear ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, representatives of Velenje municipality and the government of the Republic of Slovenia. On behalf of our company, we would like to express our gratitude for the invitation. We are genuinely excited to participate in this conference and contribute to the collective pursuit of transformation, diversification, and progress to the region. Our company, Ergo Pharma, which is presented here today, is part of a larger group under umbrella of company called ACG Holding. In addition to Ergo Pharma, which serves as our manufacturing site, our group consists of two more companies. Hermes Consilium. This company specializes in sourcing and distributing high-end, clinically proven branded ingredients, and Farma Linea, company which is dedicated to develop, marketing and sale of food supplement products. Question, what we do? Well, in one sentence, it sounds like follows. We are developing, manufacturing and supplying clinically supported private label food supplement product. Our diverse portfolio covers over 25 therapeutic areas, allowing us to produce a wide range of over 170 different products. We are selling our products in more than 40 different markets, spanning from Canada to South Korea, reaching customers in far corners of the world. As mentioned earlier, our primary focus today will be on Ergo Pharma, our manufacturing facility. Currently, our main manufacturing site in Slovenia is located in Celje. In early 2021, we made the decision to explore additional production locations. After considering several options, we ultimately chose Velenje as our main choice. This decision was driven by favorable geographical location, as Tomasz mentioned, including the road, proactive and, of course, proactive support of the local government, for which we are very thankful. Now, let me share some key facts about Ergo Pharma's performance. They will not be so impressive as Hisense Group, but anyway. Ergo Pharma is experiencing rapid growth, with turnover set to more than double between 2020 and 2023. This year, company is projected to achieve a turnover of approximately 16 million euros. We currently employ 66 people in Ergo Pharma, and the added value per employee stands at 43,000 euros, a value that continues to grow. In 2022, our turnover surpassed 12 million euros, marking a significant record high 42% increase compared to the previous year. In autumn 2021, we purchased approximately 13,000 square meters of land in the industrial area in Stara Vas, Velenje. In the following year, we took the opportunity to apply for EU subsidies that were made available through the Slovenian government agency called Spirit. We submitted our project proposal, which had a total value of 6.7 million euros. By the end of 2022, we successfully secured subsidies amounting to 2.3 million euros. This support will greatly contribute to our current investment, which is scheduled to be completed by 2024. Now let me provide you with some information about our project in Velenje. The project is divided into two phases. Phase number 1 is currently ongoing and has received aforementioned EU subsidies. In phase 1, we are constructing a site for 2 production lines and a smaller logistics center. Upon completion, which is scheduled to be in the second half of 2024, this site will employ approximately 22 of our employees. After completion of phase 1, we have plans for phase 2. It is important to note that these plans have not yet been confirmed, as we are still awaiting the publication of the Just Transition tender. If approved, phase 2 is forecasted to be completed by 2028. At the time, our Velenje manufacturing site would employ 70 people. and have the capacity for 8 production lines, laboratory premises, and large logistics center. It is also worth mentioning that we also have expansion plans beyond phase 2. However, these plans are still in the preparation stage. Their implementation will be dependent on further business development and market conditions. Let us now explore some facts and graphical material related to phase 1 of our project. In phase 1, we are currently constructing a building site that spans an area of 2,100 square meters. On this slide, you are able to see visual presentation of the final look and the design of the structure. Moving to the next slide, we have a current photo, this I think was taken yesterday, of the construction site. The initial work commenced in August, and we are progressing according to the schedule. Now let us briefly touch on phase 2, which is not included in the current EU subsidies program, and the decision regarding its execution has not yet been approved by our executive board. In phase 2, we have plans for a site with a total area spanning 3,500 square meters. Moving to the next slide, you can see a visual representation of the proposed structure. The transparent cube illustrates where the site of phase 2 is planned to be built. On the next slide, we have another rendered picture providing view from the entrance perspective. The combined area of phase 1 and phase 2 will span over 5,600 meters in total. I would like to emphasize that our company is constantly seeking talented individuals who will shape the future of our company. We firmly believe our success lies in the capabilities and skills of our employees. We are actively searching for individuals from various fields of professions, with a particular emphasis on technical professions such as mechanics, chemists, pharmacists, biotechnologists, and others. In the conclusion, as newcomers to the region, we acknowledge that our business may not be well known within the larger local community. We understand the importance of building trust and relationships takes time. We firmly believe that open communication, transparency, and delivering on our promises are the key foundations of building that trust. By consistently demonstrating our commitment to these principles, we are confident that over time, our actions and the positive impact we create will speak louder than any other form of publicity. We are honored to be part of the Velenje industry transformation process. We have great confidence in our ability to bring added value to the region, not only in terms of financial growth, but also in terms of environmental and social responsibility. We look forward to work hand in hand with the community, local business, and other stakeholders to create prosperity and sustainable, greener future. Thank you for your attention and the opportunity to share our vision.
Thank you very much. I'm expressing warm welcome, dobrodošlico v Velenju. Verjamem, da se boste počutili.
I believe you will feel good. You should not feel uncertain. We are very open people. We accept a lot of diversity, and you are not that different, that diverse. I believe you will feel really good here, create a lot of added value, and we are looking forward to the phase 3, 4, 5, and 6. Thank you.
Žal moramo malce dirkati, čas nas preganja, tako je na projektih, kot tudi na konferencah. Roki so kratki in delajo veliko. Nadaljujemo z zadnjim panelom pred našo okroglo mizo, s panelom številka 4, ki ima naslov Spodbude za gospodarstvo. Skratka, gremo nekako čez zeleno nit naše konference in zanima nas sedaj v tem primeru v naslednjih predstavitvah, s kakšnimi spodbudami lahko računajo gospodarska podjetja, pa tudi startupi, ki se šele začenjajo odločati za gospodarsko dejavnost oziroma za podjetništvo. Gospod Mr. Piotr Sikora, glavni specialist za posebno ekonomsko cono Katovice. Zanimiva predstavitev posebnih ekonomskih con, ki jih pri nas v takšni obliki ne priznamo, priznam pa, da bi bile dobrodošle za razvoj projektov. Mr. Sikora,
several sites, several locations, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for inviting me for this conference. There was lots of words about the problems, about the needs that will born with the process of restructurization of the industry of the mining. My story will be a quite of example how in Poland we tried to meet this point, which has been started in 80s. So we have some instruments, some proposals, and some effects also, and it will be my pleasure to show you how it looks. I'm Chief Business Development Specialist. I'm working in Katowice Special Economic Zone since 20 years, so I observed that. Oh, okay. So the first thing will what is Polish investment zone or special economic zones? Sorry. Okay. So this is an instrument that was created in the 90s in Poland, also to support the process of the restructurization of the of the mining activities, but not always, not only for that. This instrument is instrument government. It is instrument of the supporting mainly industrial activities, creating new jobs and creating new companies in Poland. There are 14 special economic zones in Poland, regionally divided. Katowice Special Economic Zone responds for the south of Poland. We are located at the south of Poland, and we are operating geographically in the Silesia region, Upper Silesia region, and the part of neighboring Opole region. This instrument is a possibility of giving tax reliefs. It is incentive for investor, tax reliefs for that they will create new investments. They can not pay tax for that. I will say it in about more in the next taxes. Okay, so Special Economic Zone, our company is a joint stock company, half owned by government and half owned by self-government institutions, municipalities, which created this company in 1996. So we are quite a company that operates quite virtually. We are engaged and equipped with this instrument of Polish investment zone, so we can give investor a possibility of not paying taxes in an effect of his investment. As I mentioned, we operate at the south of Poland. What are we do? We are looking for new investors. We have a lot of investment offers. I mean, we have grounds, we have brownfields, we have greenfields. We are not always owners of that plots. Sometimes the plots are owned by municipality, sometimes by, for example, mining agencies. Sometimes it is owned by agricultural real estate agency in Poland. We have, which have lot of areas, and sometimes we are also owned. I own our own plots. Our role is to develop that plots, to sell the plots to the investors, and to make that there will be new factories and new jobs. That's what we do. It is always a municipality that plays the role in the process of finding new investors. Investors may be local, maybe also foreign, of course. We have various sites because we have thousands of hectares of areas in our offer, and there is no matter what the size of the investor is. It can be small, medium, or big enterprise. There are some criteria that they can meet. As I mentioned, our partners always is municipality, because investments wherever is created, in what place, it is always some municipality. So we operate with municipalities very intensive. We need from municipality also to cooperate with us to prepare the areas for the investments. That means some legal preparations, I mean zoning in the master plan, building, of course, the bloody roads, internal roads, but also the bloody pipes inside, I mean water, sewage, rain canalization, not mention about the cables, electricity cables and gas. So we need all of this to prepare areas for the investment for the investors, and then we can have a agreement with the owner, and we can propose the plot to the investor and to sell him and cooperate with him to start the investment. We have various plots, because we have very small plots, but with few thousand meters. In industrial needed it is not big plots. We have also hectares. Sometimes investors need even 10 hectares, 15 hectares, and so how it goes. Our role is to find the investor, to present him the plot, to give him decisional support that gives possibility of not paying taxes. According to taxes, I have to say that it is corporate income tax, because real estate tax in Poland stays and goes to municipality every year. We have a system in Poland that we don't have a cadastral real estate tax. We have for now fixed real estate tax. Every investor pays real estate tax basing on the coverage buildings, and every square meter is about €5, which goes strictly to the municipality and stays at the place. So the creating of the roads, internal roads, by municipality is real investment, because the money spent will come back in the form of real estate tax and goes straight to the budget of the municipality. What I do also, we are cooperating. I will show you our second idea, accelerator, business accelerator Xenon, is cooperating with educational systems. We are also making a networking work with new clusters, energy clusters, or there's some subject clusters, automotive clusters, for example, and more. I mentioned that what is important is location and the network system of the roads. We have the privilege that we have a most developed road network system in Poland. Also with rail communication and air communication with airports in Katowice, large education center, because we have lots of universities also in Upper Silesia, and very highly qualified workforce. Our region, Silesia, Upper Silesia, has about 4.5 million inhabitants, so it's quite big. We have dozens of mines that were closed, are closed, and will be closed also. There are some which will stay. So there's a lot to do for us. The instrument, I said, the corporate income tax is regional. It is a state aid tax. Investor can get this instrument, this tax relief incentive, basing on his own pre-assumptions about the scale of the investments and the number of people he will create, and also he must fulfill some criteria. It is named of qualitative criteria that are based on the quality of the new jobs and the quality of the type of the investment. Decision is given to the investor for 12 or 15 years. So it is quite a long period to can get back. The money is starting to make big. The money that are not necessary at the start. We don't have to give investor any grant, anything. We just giving him a promise to stop his money and not paying to the tax office. The money are quite big because for now the big enterprises have the percentage of 30%, medium enterprises 40%, and small enterprises 50% of the capital invested. Industrial activities means that there are big money always. Even if there is a small enterprise, it will invest, I don't know, if he will or she will invest about 100,000 euro, then half of this amount can be stopped. So the state aid is counted as 50%, in this case 50,000 euros. Investor will invest 10 million euros, he will get 3 million of euros instead not paying taxes. The level of the tax for now in Poland is about 90%. So depending on how company is growing, expanding, the scale of the return of investment is different, but it is always profitable. Company can show his full profit, and that also gives the possibility to keep the creditability in the bank, because full profit can be shown, there is no consequences. According to that, we are operating since 1996. As I mentioned, we have a lot of companies, known brand and also unknown brand, because local brand. We created, our investor created over 19,000 new jobs, new workplaces in the about 25 years. We have over 540 companies. I mean, only in our region, in Upper Silesia, and over 800 investment projects, because some companies can, with the growing, they can apply for another decision on support that is related to the next project. So company may not pay the tax if it's growing, the new jobs are creating, new infrastructure, new tax, real estate taxes coming to the municipality, and that is snowball effect, and making the gravity, because there are companies, the new companies want to be neighbor of these companies, and that is growth. This is some examples of the areas that we create. This is post mining area, where now is working about 3,000 people in commune of Żory. There is another area where it's about 2,000, and third area about 1,000. So we have 6,000 new jobs created by our investors in one community, for example. We have another examples, because this is one of the community. We have dozens of such places, bigger, smaller. Our new regulation gives a possibility to give the chance of taking the advantage of decision and support also now for investors in their own place. They doesn't have to invest in the specific place, but there are such and such investors. New investments are also very welcome, and investors, there are investors and process of investing never ends. So we have lots to do with this tool. Okay, so according to this, our company also were growing since 1996. We dealt with the earlier with the possibility of giving tax reliefs only, but we since a few years ago we had an idea to create a new instrument of supporting, not basing on state aid, but instrument that was never available at the market. We named it Xenon, is business accelerator, from our name of our company. This project is co-financed by European Union in the amount of about 8,650,000 euro. We located this project in the city of Żore. It is a building construction, but not only. The main goals is to support the development of the ecosystem of innovation in Upper Silesia, extend our offer, because as I mentioned, we have only land, but now we have also other infrastructure. It leads to the professionalization of the small and medium enterprises, and to integrate few environments in one place. I will talk about, and to get an effect of the synergy that will lead to the next steps growth. Idea is based, it is accelerator, not incubator. It is a building for the existing companies. Sometimes it is for the companies that are growing but doesn't have infrastructure to grow more faster. And we offer a small industrial park. The accelerator is created consists from 4 buildings. In each buildings there are industrial part and non-industrial part. Industrial part means we have 32 small industrial halls. Small, I mean about 300 meters, 350, which can be divided or connected into larger hall. And also there is a non-industrial part, which consists offices, services, locals, and place for NGOs and cooperation with municipality. I will say it in the next slide about this. We created this to lease these offices, these halls, not to sell them, but to lease. We plan that companies will come here, will start to grow, and they will go out to construct its own hall, for example, and give a place for the next company that is on another level. We extended. I said about the non-industrial space in this place. We have a part of classic offices. We create two spaces. One space is a co-working center for the freelancers of the city and surroundings, of course, and competence centers. We, as a special economic zone, giving infrastructure to the that means place for the training. We have also agreement with the municipality that municipality is using for training these peoples in schools, at the technical schools. We have a computer rooms. We have workshop offices for the cabling, this tight, and one industrial hall is also prepared for the making some kind of sample of the factory. I will not in a moment. Apart of that, we want to create a virtual factory to learn the people and to give it also to the private companies that train other peoples. It is not also with municipality. Apart of that, there is a bistro, post agency, nursery kids, offices, vehicle charging station, electrical, and lots of other. I said about the qualification center and about competence centers which cooperate with municipality. And we started to think about that historically in 1915, and then it took a few years, including COVID and Ukraine situation, and now we are at the finishing of the investment. 1 week ago, this real photo, we opening this accelerator. We have all offices rented. We have 25% of the industrial house rented, but we just opened it 3 weeks ago. So it goes. It is a future for us. It is a place where we can make new projects, new soft projects or infrastructural projects. So we are happy that this project had good start and can be implemented in other places. We think about other places also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Piotr Sikora. Congratulations on excellent results you're achieving. I'm definitely and positively sure that also legal framework also supports that kind of initiatives, and this is something we would like to discuss at the table. Thank you very much. Gremo naprej z naslednjo prezentacijo. Heliot Europe.
Continuing with the next presentation, Heliot Europe, let me invite Mr. Blaž Golob to the stage, director of the Heliot Slovenia company, and the company is of course part of the Heliot Europe group that operates also in Germany, Switzerland, Liechtenstein and Austria. So the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Dear international guests, a warm welcome, and it's a really great pleasure to learn about experiences. About good experiences of the regions. But now, spoštovane Velenjčanke in Velenjčani,
and dear Velenje residents, I want to thank to the mayor. I actually meet him in his own environment. We met when he was still a deputy mayor within the urban forum, and he was representing the Velenje city in different environments. And of course I want to thank the international team that is highly active at the international level, the Velenje team, namely Carla for positioning Velenje in the European circles. This is truly important for the projects to be created here in the Šalek Valley with key stakeholders, and you have to see what can be your successful points and what were your falls and learn from your troubles. And I am here in the role of the director of the company, bringing the data on transition, on the green transition and smart transition, development of smart regions, smart cities, digital transformation, and this is what I want to share with you. We are a new player in this field in Slovenia. Slovenia is the 7th among the countries after Germany, Austria, Switzerland, UK, Denmark. Now Slovenia has this new network, and what this new network brings into the practice, how we can realize the projects of digital and green transformation. This is the topic of my presentation today. The company operates in 7 European countries. We work through the network that we established with the transmission of IoT data. These are highly sensitive and important data. We have to know when we talk about green transition and digitalization, what is the quantity of data that we need and what is the price price of this data
kakšen je
and
energetski
what
odtis.
is the
Seveda
energy
vemo, da veliki
footprint.
centri, ki jih tudi telekomi
Big
postavljajo, z vsem
centers set
spoštovanjem,
up by
ne,
telecoms, with
se
all
zmeraj vprašamo,
respect.
kolikšen
I always
del teh
wonder
podatkov
what
dejansko
part of
uporabimo
this
v
data
logistiki,
do we
za
need in
pametne meritve,
logistics, for
za
smart
števce vode,
measurements, for
za
water
spremljanje, kje
meters,
se nahajajo
to
zabojniki za
monitor
smeti, za
of the
optimizacijo
waste bins,
logističnih poti.
to optimize
Zmeraj
logistic
vprašanje,
routes.
koliko
Always
dejansko
there
danes
is
že
a question,
uporabljamo,
how
koliko primerov,
much
kjer se to
of this
uporablja,
data
a ne,
do
in
we
kolikšen del
already
podatkov
use,
potrebujemo.
what part of
Se
this
pravi,
data do we need?
mi potem se
And
družba, ki
later on,
omogoča
the
postavitev
companies
omrežja
that set up
za
the
prenos teh
network
podatkov,
for the
a ne,
transmission
deluje
of these
in
data
delujemo na treh
operate, and we
ključnih
operate on
področjih. Se pravi,
three key
zagotavljamo
areas.
podatke za
We
delovanje
provide
pametnih
data
mest,
for the operation of
za
smart
in pa
cities
za logistiko
and for
in
the
vse
logistics
meritve,
and
ki
all the
so povezane
measurements
s tem.
that are
Seveda vmes
connected to that.
pomeni, da delujemo
And
z
in
različnimi
between, we
deležniki
work
tako
with
v
different
razvoju in pri
stakeholders in
inovacijah,
development, in
ki uporabljajo
innovation,
podatke za
stakeholders
pripravo
that
novih
would
produktov in
need and
storitev,
use
ampak
these
to
data
sta
for
glavni dve
the
področji,
development
kjer
of new
že
products.
se
And
naši
these
podatki
are two
uporabljajo.
key areas
Se
where
pravi,
our
logistiki
data
je
is
lep primer
already
stranka
in
DHL v
use.
Nemčiji in pa avstrijska
Logistics,
pošta, pa
great
nekaj
example
ostalih
is
omenil.
Slovenian Post
In,
Office
v
or
pametnih mestih,
DHL
a ne, vodna
company
podjetja, ki
and
uporabljajo
smart
za prenos
cities,
vodnih števcev,
water
podatkov,
utility
se pravi, kakšna poraba
companies
vode, kdaj pride
that
do izpada.
monitor the
Torej,
consumption of
ko govorimo
water
o
through
investicijskem
smart
okolju
water
za nova
meters.
podjetja,
When we talk
razvoju
about
nove
investment environment
ekonomije,
for new companies,
se zmeraj
development
vprašamo,
of new
kako to
economy,
okolje,
we always
velenjsko,
wonder how this
šaleška regija, na
Velenje
kakšen način
region,
bo
in what
omogočala,
way it would
privabila
provide or
nova
attract
podjetja.
new
Prej je bilo
companies.
omenjen one-stop shop.
We
Seveda,
mentioned
zelo
one-stop
pomemben del,
shop
kako se
before. An
registrira, takoj
important
čez
part is
papirologijo.
how you
Ampak
can
naslednji korak
register
je, okej,
your
kako jaz
company,
delujem,
all the
kako lahko
paperwork,
delujem
but
v tem
then
okolju, s
next
kom se
step is
povezujem
how do I
in na
operate,
kakšen
whom
način
do I
mi
connect
tudi
with,
pametno mesto,
and
ki vemo,
how
da je v
smart
Sloveniji
city, we know
v,
that in
rečemo temu, v
Slovenia
implementaciji,
we
počasi
have
mesto
smart
gre v to
cities
pot,
in
na kakšen način
implementation.
tudi ekonomiji,
How we
podjetjem
can
zagotavlja svoje
provide
delovanje. In to so
data
izzivi,
to
seveda,
economy, to
s katerimi se srečujemo
companies in the
in
field,
ki jih
and these are the
rešujemo
questions
skupaj
that
z
we
strankami.
solve
Se pravi,
together
na
with
kakšen
our
način z
clients.
partnerstvi.
How with
Tukaj bi omenil samo
partnerships.
nekaj
Here I want to
področij,
mention a number of
kjer se
areas
uporabljajo podatki,
where
se
data
pravi ta
is
podatkovna
applied
ekonomija
or
ali
used,
digitalna
the data
transformacija,
economy,
se
digital
pravi spremljanje
transformation,
stvari, kje se nahajajo,
monitoring things where they
potem
are,
razvoj pametne tovarne,
development of
celotno
smart factory, the
upravljanje
management
resursov
of
znotraj, potem
resources
spremljanje
within the
logistike,
company,
sem že prej omenil,
monitoring the
in pa
logistic
različne meritve,
routes
kot je plin,
and different
voda in
measurements,
ostalo.
water,
In
gas
jasno, seveda, za
consumptions,
pametno
and
mesto
so
zelo
on. For
poznano
smart city,
spremljanje
it is
okoljskih
well
parametrov,
known monitoring
PM10,
of
delci,
environmental
in
parameters,
ostalo sneževanje.
the
No,
dust
in,
particles and other
Če
pollutions.
pogledamo naprej,
And
se
moving
pravi, tu
on,
sklepamo
looking
partnerstvo z
forward, we
različnimi
sign
strankami.
partnerships with
No,
different
zdaj bi se pa
clients,
malo
and now
dotaknil
let me touch
samo
upon
izziva,
challenge, one
ki se
challenge
nanaša na kaj
related
so naslednji
to
koraki
what are
lahko
our
in
next
za regijo,
steps
bi
here
lahko
in the
bili
region.
zanimivi. Predvsem bi
What
se
could be
tukaj
interesting
dotaknil
steps forward.
koncepta,
Here I want to touch
ki gre nad pametno
on
mesto,
the
ki se
concept
že uporablja. Lep
above
primer
the
je
smart
mesto
city already
Bilbao,
in place. A
in
great
San
example
Sebastian.
of
Pred časom
Bilbao,
smo imeli
San
to
Sebastian city.
srečo, da smo imeli
We
govornika iz
were
mesta Bilbao,
that
ki je delil te
lucky to
izkušnje,
get the
kako
presenters
dejansko
from
kreirati
Bilbao
koherentno
city
mesto,
who
kjer je
presented
tehnologija
how a
zagotavlja
coherent
izvajanje
city
projektov
where the
med
technology can
deležnikov
provide the
za
implementation
trajnostni
of
razvoj, a ne,
projects
seveda,
for
in za vse
sustainable
projekte.
development and
No, in
provide
zmeraj se
support to
vprašamo,
all
kako
stakeholders
ko
and all
srečamo
projects. And when
finančna
we
sredstva,
meet
ko
financial
gremo od
means, when we
papirja,
have
od svetovanja
resources,
k
when we
konkretnim
go
projektom,
from
na kakšen
paperwork
način obarvamo
to
projekt
specific project, how we
digitalizacijo.
color the
Se pravi, in
project
koliko
with
nas to stane.
digitalization and what is the cost of
No, in
that.
zdaj, če pogledamo, seveda
And
danes
now,
je bilo že
if we have a
omenjen
look,
triple
we
helix
heard
model,
today,
quadruple
triple
helix,
helix
zelo so ključni
model,
deležniki. Moram
quadruple
pohvaliti
helix
res
model, who
organizatorje, danes
are
je
the
tudi dogodek
stakeholders.
sestavljen
I
na ta
have
način,
to
a ne, da vidimo, da reflektira
commend the organizers
sama
how
konferenca o
they
prihodnosti,
set
se
up
pravi
the
vlada,
conference.
štiri
They
resna
first
deklica, a ne,
invited this
vlada,
quadruple
mesto, regija,
helix
podjetja, nevladne
government, city,
organizacije,
region,
zelo lepo
companies,
primer,
NGOs.
tudi
Great
Piotr, ki je
example
izpostavil
of
tudi
Piotr,
del, ne glede na
who
to, da gre
exposed
sodelovanje
this
biznisa,
part
ampak
in cooperation with business. They come from business, but they involve government, Vojvodstva, and NGOs as well, and research institution and academia education. And in that part we could see how important that is and what is provided through data transfer and knowledge transfer in case of mining, how we can package the data and sell the product. We can provide not only the new jobs, but in the background we create added value as well. And here I want to mention three crucial segments that we have met in companies. Some were more or less successful, and where things happen quickly, where the region and city had a long-term strategy, a foresight like a Bilbao city with a strategy for the development of the city, and there the projects follow, and it was a joy to work there. We connected with a smaller part and provided data whenever it was necessary. On our example, here we combine the strategy, projects, and funding. What can we provide as our company with data supplier for different stakeholders, for cities like Velenje or individual companies? We absolutely always first see what the need of our client is, then we set up a pilot, and then the project that would be in line with the strategy and long-term vision of the city. For the encouragement, we have not mentioned that we are a heart city, heartfelt city. Not only the heart of Slovenia, but also heart of Europe.
We are in a planet Earth. It's a kind of heart of planet. So the same was Katowice. So it was nice to hear. Usually in Slovenia we also say we are the heart of Europe. So that's nice to see a people with a heart that would like to move things forward and to connect with each other. And that's at the end of the day why we are here. And finally to get things done. And I think that's important to realize on the ground projects in da se imamo na koncu seveda tudi dobro. Hvala lepa.
And of course that we have a good time together. Thank you very much.
Hvala lepa. Tudi meni ste pomagali srčno, da se ne borim s časom, tako da bi kar nadaljeval in da vzdržujemo ta moment z našo naslednjo govornico, sogovornico, ki jo med nami toplo pozdravljam, gospa Sibil Klančar, generalna direktorica Direktorata za razvojna sredstva na Ministrstvu za gospodarstvo, turizem in šport, s katero bomo potem z veseljem nadaljevali pogovor tudi na okrogli mizi.
Dober dan, pozdravljeni tudi z moje strani.
Hello and welcome.
Tudi jaz se zahvaljujem organizatorjem za današnji dogodek. Moj vtis je, zdaj pa ne vem, ali ker nisem prišla na začetku, maybe because I was a bit late. I joined you when Mr. Korošec was speaking from Velenje, but since then I can sense a very positive atmosphere in this hall, and this Velenje vision and the vision of other municipalities is very diverse and promising as well. A lot of topics have been exposed as well as projects, and this will be also achieved through restructuring. Today I would like to present the development incentives of our ministry, financial and non-financial, and always prepared together with our partners, Slovenian Entrepreneurial Fund, Equal Fund, and our ministry, as well as other stakeholders. Najprej tisto, kar je danes glavna tematika, nekaj sredstev, nekaj je 52,5 milijona evrov, bo namenjeno v teh letih točno premogovni regiji Saša. Seveda govorimo za evropska sredstva iz naslova sklada za pravični prehod. Skupaj bomo ta sredstva razdelili med, da rečemo, dve glavni
And these funds will be divided into two main activities:
produktivne naložbe, govorimo o naložbah v osnovna predmeta in predmetna sredstva v podjetjih, tako rekoč v tisto, s čimer podjetja izvajate svoje produkte in storitve.
So this is what you need for the production of your products and services. And then the other pillar is the support to research and development activities as well as innovation.
V prihodnjih mesecih objaviti dva javna razpisa oziroma celo tri.
Publish two or even three calls for proposals, pilot demonstration projects, investments into research and development and innovation. We mainly support the activities of employed researchers and development technical staff in companies. We also set up consortia. We strengthen investments into new services and products or the improvement of production processes. Pilot demonstration projects are also focused on the implementation of prototypes into the real world, real environment, so that we use what has been developed. I'm talking about different construction and demo projects in practice. The support to productive investments. So our main objective is to improve added value in companies, to create new high-quality jobs, and we wish to introduce technological advancements in production lines of our companies. Of course, funds will also be available from the Just Transition Fund. This is not the only financial source. Another envelope is also an EU envelope, Regional Development Fund is important for our projects. Research, development and innovation, we will invest 195 million euro into entrepreneurship and internationalization, 186 million. I have rounded these figures. And for economic restructuring of both regions, in addition to Saša region, we also have the Zasavje region. Altogether, 83 million available, and for circular economy, almost 63 million. Tourism is another important field. Not that many investments. This was supported last year and the year before. React EU and also within the plan for recovery and resilience. Mrs. Kikec touched upon this, the development of tourism projects in relation to the cultural identity of Slovenia. This is a huge opportunity also for the Saša region. Digitization of SMEs, not enough funds.
si obetamo, da bomo zagotovili še kakšen drug vir financiranja za vlaganja v podjetja. Tukaj bi spodbujali še naprej znatneje digitalno transformacijo v podjetjih, predvsem tudi z novim kombiniranim blending mehanizmom, ki bo pomenil kombinirano podporo z ugodnim posojilom, favorable loans and potential konkretne razvojne cilje, ki si jih je dalo z nekim projektom. Tudi socialno podjetništvo in različne
write-off of some final investments. We want to take care of more vulnerable parts of the economy, female companies, and sports also. This is also under our umbrella.
Še nekaj besed povem o športu. Tudi
Now,
prej je bilo
sports,
omenjeno o
before
možnosti
it was
razvoja vaše
mentioned,
dvorane tukaj in športnega centra v
so
Velenju.
the sports center development was mentioned in Velenje, and sports can generate unique economic effects. Therefore, we support the development of the Saša region in this segment as well. Before I start presenting our investments, I have to say that some changes have been introduced due to the catastrophic floods in August.
Bi povedala še to, kar na slajdih ni. Na slajdih
Let
pa
me
ni
share
zato, ker
something that is not
komisije še ni
in the
potrjeno,
slides because it hasn't been approved by the European Commission
Mi si iz
yet.
naslova sprememb načrta za okrevanje in odpornost
We are counting on the amended Recovery and Resilience Plan. This means additional funds to invest into this energy transition of companies, to improve energy efficiency and to restructure companies. We hope this will be officially approved by the European Commission, hopefully this fall. So this measure will also be available in 2024. Mainly, it will cover the restructuring of industry. This has a significant impact on our GDP. It impacts our supply chains. Therefore, it should be invested into this industry. Let me also mention two reforms that are part of the forthcoming changes of the Recovery and Resilience Plan. We wish to set up the digital identity of companies. This will enable not our ministry but other entities publishing calls for proposals. So we want to gather data. We need to assess the quality of an application for a project. This will help us accelerate the procedures so that companies will receive the feedback earlier. Feedback on whether the application has been approved or not. And second field, improving energy efficiency. We will electrolyze and digitize the reporting system of particularly the large companies, because they have to report to the energy agency, and we wish to build a business environment more favorable for energy audits to identify some savings. And of course, we will collect this information, evaluate, and this will result in more focused preparation of development policies. We're talking about energy efficiency. We know that energy efficiency is very important during crisis because we depend on global value chains and supply chains. We were strongly hit by the energy crisis in terms of solvency.
Politik, ki bo pomagala graditi konkurenčnost in večjo dodano vrednost v gospodarstvu.
To support higher added value in economy. I will try to be brief.
Žal vemo,
to align with the program. Unfortunately, the floods in August had very negative consequences. Our ministry visited a number of companies. We were also volunteers as natural persons, and when you see the situation, it gives you the shivers. Our ministry tried to prepare measures to help companies overcome the liquidity crisis so that everything is cleaned up and the production starts again. In this respect, I would like to present some key measures. Probably you are familiar with this because we organized webinars. The 1st of November was the deadline for submitting applications for advance payments. Yesterday it was the deadline for companies to submit applications for reimbursement of costs. The advance payment is based on your estimation of damage. What damage it was is also important to know. We cover damage in 3 segments: machinery and equipment, stocks, and loss of operations. This is where we help you cover the damage, so it goes up to 10% of the damage you estimated and reported by the 1st of September. My colleagues were extremely flexible. The first program has already been approved by the government. More than 700 decisions were signed yesterday. Decisions will be given to you soon. Another measure, reimbursement of damage up to 60% as irreversible funds for the 3 categories of damage I mentioned before. Before you receive the payment, you will have to provide proof. Not only estimation of the damage is enough. So we believe we will have enough budgetary funds to make all these payments. What is good is that we managed to introduce new financial engineering for the recovery after floods. We have been trying to set up a mechanism that will support the financing of recovery after floods through favorable loans. So companies will first receive advance payments, and then through the seed bank you can also apply for favorable loans with more favorable interest rates, higher collaterals, and so on. So this is very favorable for companies with not so good credit ratings. So this is immediate liquidity assistance to restart production. Let me say that this is the end of my presentation. I believe that in the continuation we will discuss further developments.
Gospa Sibyl Klančar, za vašo
Mrs.
izčrpno in učinkovito predstavitev. Prav takšna pa bo tudi naše zadnje panelistke, sem prepričan. Gospe Klančar, mislim, da praktično nobenemu, nikomor v dvorani ni potrebno posebej predstavljati, pa vendar že dolga leta celo kariero dela v tako imenovani projektni skupini, tam je začela, sedaj je vodja urada za gospodarski razvoj in prestrukturiranje. Osebno, ker si bil nekoč pod tabo, si bila moja šefica, me zelo zanima, ker ima zgodovino zadnjih letih stika, zelo zanima, kakšni projekti se obetajo
So I am looking forward to hear what are the future projects of the city municipality. Thank you very much, Marko. I then went to Sasha Incubator, but now I'm back, and I am under huge pressure, not because of the deadline set by EU Commission to end our projects by 2026, but also since our mayor gave me 5 minutes to present my paper. So truly, we are in the period where there is no longer time to prepare the projects, but to implement them now. We are facing the biggest investment cycle that I remember. Over 60 or 70 million euros worth projects within our budget in the next few years. A lot of pressure on our municipal administration. I won't lose much words here. June 2023 is our problem date for our 2 regions and also for our European regions. We will see what can be done. And of course, here we have the distribution of funding through ministries. We've heard the amount of funding from the Ministry of Environment and Restructuring. The biggest budget is at the Ministry of Environment, Climate and Energy. We have reserved some funds there. And then the Ministry of Cohesion and Regional Development as well. We did not wait for GDF tenders only. I believe that they will be opened this year still, but we were successful also at drawing funds from the Resilience and Recovery Fund. We started renovated our biggest business zone, Stara Vas, close to the new highway. 13 companies. Some of them have already started building, some are still getting the funding, and when we counted the plans of our developmental projects, we got 1,000 new jobs until 2027, and we will support all that through the municipality, of course. This is the image today, completely different. One photo of the company that started constructing was presented today already, and I hope we will have a lot of new photos next year, and the companies will construct, or some even start producing. We have 2 hectares of finalized constructions, and the 4th phase is 1,400,000. We will end up in October this year, and then we will start removing the power line, and then we will offer new services to investors. We are very proud that we are very strong investor in our business zone 4, Tech Hub, technological part. We have actively been working on project documentation. We will submit the application for building permit in November this year. And why Tech Hub? Because our companies, startups need added capacities, production premises to continue their journey. And as Mr. from Katowice Katowice said, they will grow and develop further and leave the park for the next phase. Co-financing of one project from multiple sources, this is a great example of that. The Biorefine Field Institute, this is a lab that would support our economy as well. The timeline here, I won't lose much time. We have to reserve the date, September 25. We will open the facilities, or perhaps October, to be on the safe side. Next highly demanding project is a future center. The old power plant will be turned into the future center, revitalization of old power plant, and I believe that with the team and the ideas that we have, we can make it happen. If you know the image before, and this is the image in 2026, that we are truly looking forward. It will bring new premises to the Faculty of Energy, startups and other supporting institutions that will support the economy in the region. Timeline also a bit longer here. It is extensive project. The principle of construction would be design and build. First we will choose the designer and then constructor and save valuable time. We assess the value of the project at 30 million euro. This is the assessment. We followed the role model of Cukrarna in Ljubljana. The cost was 23 million euro. We hope on the Just Transition Fund funding, and we will open space for incubators here as well. Third project is the expansion of business zones in our municipality. Business zone Pesje, close to the Velenje Lake. Smaller zone, it is still a mining area as well. This will be a nice small project. We have all the professional calculations prepared, and we are in discussion with the landowner already. So we hope that we can open 17,000 square meter new premises. So everyone looking for premises, turn to us. We look for peaceful activities here. We have tourism next by. Digitalization, of course, is connected to the development also in the future. Perhaps the information that we are working seriously. We follow the CRAN platform and Katowice city role model. The first pillar to be digitalized is sustainable mobility, and we will compete within the CTN goals. We are looking forward to the discussion on the act regulating the gradual closure of the Velenje coal mine and restructuring act. Katowice discussed tax benefits and tourist infrastructure. We will welcome any comment. For the end, thank you very much for your attention. Thanks to all the presenters, speakers who contributed to this conference, and sincere thank you to everyone who came to Velenje and everyone that create our Velenje to make it green, smart, beautiful and sustainable also in the future. Thank you very much.
Hvala lepa, Karla Sitar.
Thank you, Karla Sitar. Congratulations
for
all the achievements, and I wish you a lot of energy, power, strength. What did you say? Positive transformational energy. This is what you need. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to check your mobile devices, check urgent emails, answer those that are truly urgent, and now our technical team, in few moments, will prepare the space for the last part of our conference, round table on the Restructuring Act. So few moments just to check the phone, not to leave the room.
Malo, mislim, da ni pozabil, da je gost na današnji mizi. Vabim gospod Andrejo Katič, državno sekretarko na Ministrstvu za kohezijo in regionalni razvoj, pa gospod Sibil Klančar, še enkrat. Lepo pozdravljeni. Gospa Sibil, izvolite, čist po vaši želji. Žal moram opravičiti odsotnost župana občine Zagorje ob Savi, gospoda Matjaža Švagana, ki je zaradi nepredvidenih in nujnih opravkov moral ostati doma in se nam ne more pridružiti. Medtem ko čakamo gospoda Dermola, pa bi z veseljem povabil še gospoda Janka Pogorešnika, direktorja šolskega centra Velenje. Izvolite. Ja, začeli bomo kar brez župana. Ne bomo začeli. Sem hotel izkoristiti priložnost nekaj začeti brez župana, pa ne gre. Dobrodošli, gospod župan, na okrogli mizi. Zakon o prestrukturiranju. Torej, zakon o prestrukturiranju premogovnih regij je eden izmed ključnih zakonov, ki ga nestrpno pričakujemo vsi deležniki, ki bomo vpleteni v transformacijo oziroma v procese tranzicije. Še prej pa bi moral biti izveden oziroma objavljen in veljaven zakon o postopnem zapiranju premogovnika Velenje. Gospod Andreja Katič, kakšna je časovnica oziroma trenutno stanje pri pripravi teh dveh zakonskih okvirov?
Hello everybody on my personal behalf and on behalf of the Ministry of Cohesion and Regional Development. What is the timeline? We are lagging behind the national strategy mentioned 6 months, but undoubtedly both acts will take more time, will be adopted next year.
Postopki torej tečejo.
The procedures are pending. What about your cooperation with stakeholders? How are they engaged? I am a member of the task force working on the act on coal phasing out. There are representatives from other ministries as well as from Velenje. There are representatives of trade unions and representatives of municipalities. The same applies to the second act. The task force has not been nominated, but some basic documents, papers have already been drafted. The Regional Development Agency was also part of these efforts. It's not only me asking questions. Everybody can raise a question. So if you have a question for technical services, just ask for a mic.
Mogoče še vprašanje za gospod Katič. Kateri bodo tisti ključni deli zakona o prestrukturiranju in kako je v njega zajeta nacionalna strategija za izstop iz premoga in prestrukturiranju regij v skladu z pravičnega prehoda, kot rečemo.
To you using this more polite titles because we used to be colleagues. Also in this case, we can see that what is planned in the act has already bore some fruits in other environments. Our ministry is the first one to publish a call, a tender. We hope for best practices
ampak žal za razpisi posameznih ministrstev, ampak vseeno mislim, da bomo učinkovito obravnavali tudi to ledino, smo se soočili na začetku kar za nekaj izzivi. Se pravi, ko govorimo tako o prestrukturiranju, kot tudi o skladu za pravičen prehod, je potrebno povedati, da govorimo o tistem, kar bo zagotavljalo novo delovna mesta in ne o tistem, kar bi moral povzročitelj, pa zdaj ne mislim slabo kot povzročitelj, ampak industrijske družbe ali pa tudi država, ker je upravljala neko dejavnost sama iz nekih drugih virov, ne pa iz teh virov, ki bodo namenjeni skladu za pravičen prehod, pa tudi računamo na integralna sredstva proračuna v prihodnjih letih zagotoviti za nastajanje novih delovnih mest, za vso to lepo prihodnost, za katero sem prepričana, da jo bomo tudi skupaj sooblikovali. Tako da zagotovo smo se pri tem že srečali s tem, da vidimo, kaj so in na kakšen način upoštevati načelo povzročitelj plača in tudi tukaj verjamem, da bo tako na eni strani pri zakonu o zapiranju premogovnika, kjer bo potrebno opredeliti vse finančne posledice v naslednjih letih, tudi takrat, ko bo premogovnik še deloval in skrbel za to, da je naša okolica takšna, kot mora biti, kaj bo z vsemi temi objekti, ki jih ima. Po drugi strani pa moramo govoriti o drugih sredstvih, se pravi tistih, ki bodo namenjena za razvoj za samo prestrukturiranje. In teh sredstev tukaj ne bi smeli mešati. In zagotovo, kar je pomembno še tudi, ko se bomo govorili o skladu za pravičen prehod, da je tukaj neko novo načelo, da tesno sodelujemo tudi z lokalnimi oblastmi, z lokalnimi razvojnimi partnerji, tako z podjetji, regionalnimi agencijami, vsemi drugimi subjekti, in da nekako skupaj z roko v roko se trudimo, da iz teh sredstev, ki so namenjeni za pravičen prehod, res naredimo tiste prave projekte, se pravi, da za določeno vsoto denarja dobimo največ tudi za prihodnost. In tretje, kar se mi zdi zelo, zelo pomembno, je, da Evropska unija sedaj v novi kohezijski politiki določa, da je lahko DDV upravičen strošek. Imela sem sama kar nekaj izzivov tudi za sodelavci, kajti so zelo težko slišali nekaj takšnega. In razlog je bil, da če bo DDV neupravičen strošek, bodo občine bolj resno pristopale k projektom, ampak enostavno je bila komanda prava in DDV bo upravičen strošek.
Would be disappointed, but now we managed to categorize VAT as eligible cost.
Ampak tudi občino Šoštanj, tudi občino Šmartno ob Paki, kot tisto širšo premogovno regijo. Če v teh 40 milijonov računamo, koliko je DDV, jaz si ne predstavljam, kako bi recimo mestna občina Velenje, ki bo deležna največje vsote teh sredstev, lahko zagotavljala svoj delež tudi v nekaterih drugih projektih, kajti verjamem in poznam ambicioznosti občine, ne bomo se zastavili samo pri kohezijskih sredstev,
was not changed,
tako da če odgovorim na tvoje vprašanje, se pravi, ja, zagotovo moramo na eni strani ločiti sredstva, ki bodo šla za zapiranje premogovnika in vzdrževanje vseh infrastrukture, ki bo potrebno, in sredstva, ki bodo namenjena zakonu o prestrukturiranju. Če tukaj danes povemo, zelo je že marsikaj predstavljeno vseh tujih predstavnikov iz drugih držav, zagotovo najzahtevnejše se mi zdi, da bo zagotoviti v državnem proračunu vsako leto za program prestrukturiranja določeno vsoto. Govorili smo o preteklosti v višini 100 milijonov za leto, ampak glede na vse, kar nas je doletelo, glede na vse, kar še bo, upam vseeno, da bo gospodarska rast bolj pozitivna, ne samo pri nas, tudi v Evropi, in da bomo lahko ta sredstva zagotovili. Vse to je pa seveda odvisno od predvsem dobrih projektov in te projekte in program bomo pripravljali tako na Ministrstvu za kohezijo in regionalni razvoj, predvsem skupaj z lokalnimi akterji, z lokalnimi skupnostmi, in tukaj že pozdravljam tudi ustanovitev te pisarne za pravičen prehod, ki bo po mojem eden od največjih naših sogovornikov. Drugo pa je seveda, kar je bilo danes izpostavljeno, davčne spodbude. To je bilo pri nas že na podoben sistem, tako pri zakonu o pomoči, kot tudi pri zakonu, ko je urejal obnovo Posočja.
There will be incentives for recruitment, for employment as well. Years ago, when I was younger, we had a civil initiative for the third axis. The road will have to be constructed as well. So then we asked the then director of the Gorenje company, so what do you need more, modern road or lower labor costs? And he opted for the second option. So with the recruitment incentives, we hope to attract more investors. The mine and all the infrastructure is an important part of our valley. We'll have to check how this can be used. I can't see people's faces because it's rather dark. The Sasha region can be compared with the Zasavje region. I believe that the mistakes in the Zasavje region should not be repeated in the Sasha region. Best practices have to be transferred to avoid making the same mistakes. I was shown the property of mines in the past in the Zagorje region, and they were in a bad condition, and I don't want this to repeat in our valley. And we should see the potential of this infrastructure for alternative purposes. Thank you very much. Now, a similar question for you, Mrs. Sibyl Klančar. How is the economy and tourism involved in the preparation of the legal framework for the transition? It will be involved, the ministry will be involved, definitely. Our ministry, like other ministries, we are part of the government. We will have interministerial discussions on the act, but we also believe that one of key elements of this element, to the difference of the coal phasing out act, is this act is developmental act, and development is done prudently with the awareness of the problems in society, in economy, in other segments of the society, and we work based on analytics, wise and long-term view, and our state probably, like any other member states, always turn around financial resources. Where can we get the funding from? But perhaps also here we should be more ambitious in our thinking. The Sasha region, also according to our today's discussion, is a wide diversity of heritage, history, ambitions for the future as well. And I always think that developmental momentum is the one where the state should closely cooperate with local environment, and I believe that the purpose of this act is quite the same. So we welcome good cooperation with local communities where jobs, economy, added value is created. And it all happens with cooperation with companies. We should differentiate the development of Sasha region, strongly connected to decarbonization, to divide it from general efforts for the general development of Slovenia. Coal mining is narrowly segmented, but this act should introduce some different features like general development in Slovenia. We also say there is not enough money for every project. But someone said, I think Mr. Piotr before, that they have a number of instruments to bring effects. Money unit is not always the one that can be used to promote
projects, and we always repeat, we don't waste money, we invest money. We look for multiplications of the investments. So here I wish for specialization, close cooperation with local environment that is truly connected with economic sphere, with research and development, with science. Look for Sasha coal mining region potentials and provide funding and mechanisms that can detect high added value projects. So I wish for specialization of coal mining region, and in this part we saw a lot of innovative projects, pharmacy, food additives, tourism, supplements, food supplements, and here we have huge potential, and we should use it all. And sometimes Slovenians are not ambitious enough, not brave enough, not open enough. So I believe this is what we need to do. Absolutely, thank you. Ms. Sibel gave you a starting point, Mr. Mayor. What are your expectations from this act that is coming in and would shape our projects and their implementation? Like Andrea said, we both agree. Like Andrea said, we don't want to repeat mistakes and Zasavje story, when since 1995 and 2005 they've lost 5,000 jobs, a huge 10% depopulation, very serious social bomb. This is what we want to avoid. What are your expectations? Expectations are great by all means. On the one hand, we are a year and a half behind with the adoption of the act, but it's better to have a good act that takes more time than preparing something in a rush. What is very important is that in our region we expect both acts, the Restructuring Act and the Closure Act, to be adopted as a package simultaneously, because they complement each other. The aim of this conference was to open part of these needs, to expose them. They were also identified elsewhere in Europe, and we can compare poor and good practices. The director, one of the members of Gorenje Hisense mentioned what their expectations are. Companies need some tax relief, exemptions, they need supporting environment. I still remember when some taxes could be more favorable because of the act that supported that, and there was an important way of investment that followed this period. This is one of the segments we see in the Restructuring Act. Secondly, what I also find important is land management. It is worse to shift this land that is now owned by the mine to some dealers. The local community will not enjoy the fruits, and that will be it. So we have to be very prudent. I would like to thank the director of the Velenje coal mine, because
pieces of land can be exchanged with the local community. What is strategic for the local community is taken over by the municipality, and what is important for the economic activities is what they kept. Let me refer to Mr. Korošec from Gorenje. With the restructuring, we are not only opening new jobs, because this is the driving force. If we only create jobs without preparing the support environment, because these jobs have to provide quality training and education, we need to ensure accommodation for young people. We want to build a hostel and students' dormitories. This is also how we need to respond and how we need to prepare our solutions. All other areas are involved. Housing, flat construction. If we don't construct new ones, it will be difficult to attract quality labor force, and so on and so forth. There is a range of jobs available today. If you want to work, you can get it. But we want to attract into our environment investors who will create added value in this environment. This restructuring process is important for the economy. All the entities operating in our municipality are wanted, we want to keep them, and we will try to support them regardless of the added value they generate. Those coming to our environment should generate and create higher added value. Our added value is still 20% lower than the average in Slovenia, and this is a clear signal. We need quality jobs, but we need a quality and friendly environment for investors, and this can result in a story of success, so that we really utilize all the opportunities and young people will want to live here and work.
Hvala lepa. Andreja?
Andrea, thank you. I would like to mention something else that I forgot to do before. We also work on the amendments to the Energy and Climate Plan of the Republic of Slovenia. So our ministries, it's not only an act on economic restructuring, but it is an act on the restructuring of the entire coal mine region. So we need to promote economic activities, and the act on restructuring will have an important element. Municipalities and other entities applying for funds through coals should be positively discriminated because they come from this area and because they will invest into the same area. This is similar to the National Park or the Prekmurje region. This is what both coal mine regions support and look forward to.
Absolutely. We presented a number of such initiatives with the previous government. I had a personal discussion with one of the ministers with tax relief, and he said it cannot be done in Slovenia, but if we are all in European Union and the same rules should apply throughout, I believe we could do it in our region as well. And within a certain period of time, to create good conditions for development of economy, and people who now depend on coal mining they can no longer fear of for their social security, and we can show them that here in the Sasha region they can decide where, how, what they want to do in the future, what is their job of choice. And therefore I emphasize that we should no longer discuss about the year of closing down the mine. People are bothered by this date. They don't want to get a loan. People who depend on coal mining. Let's leave the the deadline aside. We all want to live in healthy, clean environment, and if this is our journey into the future, let's start working for ourselves and for our state as well. Mrs. Sibyl
Nekdo mi je prišepnil, da se vam
I heard that you are pressed for time, so I will use these last moments that we have with you for another question.
Kakršenkoli vpliv
Will it have any impact, the change of the operational program for the implementation of the European cohesion policy, the old program 2014-2020? Will it impact the preparation and the implementation of these current projects that are in the pipeline now? Talking, of course, about the old cohesion policy with storm repair is concerned. I don't know what to say, yes or no. If I say yes, it would mean that we have a huge financial source to be distributed into floods or somewhere else, but I have to say no. Our ministry was very successful in placing funds from the cohesion policy 2014-2020. Together with the management body, we entered into overcommitment. We assumed over commitments through our contracts within the cohesion envelopes. During the duration of the program, some things happen. Some municipality draw less funds, have lower costs. So this implementation period brought all the funds, so we don't have any fears that the funds would not be used. So there is no remaining funds. We have all funds allocated to projects, to contracts, to companies, and everything has to be finished up by the end of this year. So unfortunately or luckily, we have no available funds. From my times as a project leaders, we truly loved such partners that would overspend. Andrea, yes? Since this is the competence of our ministry, definitely, if I may say, Slovenia successfully ends the previous cohesion period. We have drawn all the funds allocated by Europe, and daily data is changing, but we are sixth most successful country in drawing in the funds, in utilizing funding, and we are all going into this Slovenian overcommitment. So all the projects within the Slovenian share that will no longer be allocated to the projects. The reason is that all these remaining funds would be allocated to the flood repair funds. Secondly, our ministry is the one preparing the application for the Solidarity Fund. Sibyl mentioned that fund, and I hope that here relatively a short period of time will be necessary to obtain all the proposals from the ministries for measures that we have to implement. And with this natural disaster, we are no longer discussing just direct damage damage faced by municipalities and is registered within the system of rescue and safety. But if we take an example of the 30-year-old house, the value would be 20,000-30,000 euros in amortization value, but our estimate is that we consider all the costs of removing the debris, cleaning up the land and build a new house, and that is 200-300 euro. So we assess the whole service to get the pre-flood situation. And we are discussing about new financial perspective, all the funds that should be moved from other sources to the recovery after the floods. In few days, relatively short period of times, within hours, we got the contact with DG Regio, with the Commissioner Ferreiro, and the President of the European Commission. When visiting Slovenia, she said and promised they would be maximum flexible, and we some projects were gone with the wind or gone with the water, and we will try to improve the situation and prove that all the indicators have been fulfilled. What changes would be needed in the new financial perspective that we have already entered? Those who know details of the distribution, now in the existing plans, a lot has been allocated for what is needed now and has to be placed into the areas that were flooded the most. Thank you. The Mayor. Marco, I would like to add, because I don't want Mrs. Sibyl Klančar to escape before I do it. We were initiators of a regional meeting last year where we listed all the needs the Saša region has. We talked about 1.2 billion euros of investments. It has probably changed this figure. What I want to say is GTF package to support the economy of the Saša region is insufficient. Therefore, we expect that within the Restructuring Act or elsewhere some additional sources of finance would be found, would be identified. And there should be also criteria to distribute these funds. Probably it's the productivity, one of the criteria, as well as others. We wish to help not only the local economy in Velenje, but in the region, so that we'll be able to respond to the needs of these people, not living only in Velenje, but also in the vicinity. If I may, 1.2 billion of investments, but with the assumption of state aid, we end up with 400 million euros. I cannot discuss the figures because it is a question of feasibility. Every euro should generate some added value. In this case, if together with local stakeholders in this region, we define an effective mechanism for measuring the effects, this is undoubtedly the investment that will be very favorable, very beneficial. We support investments into company because then measures can be designed again by the government. 52 million from JTF,
represent irrevocable funds, but we should also offer favorable guarantees and loans in commercial banks. Ownership financing as well is lagging behind in Slovenia. So this should be added to the 400 million euro. Mechanisms have to be combined, and we have to identify companies that need irreversible funds and those more suitable for the combination of a loan and irreversible funds. Not long ago, technology was shifted to another ministry. We used to cover tax relief when it comes to investments, and we know that this is less important than the amount available for investments. All in all, I'm coming back to the previous thought. It is about the cash flow that we can generate through tax relief. Sometimes it's difficult to identify the potential additional sources of finance. So we have to be smart in combining different mechanisms to grant this multiplying effect. It is also true that the more you combine, the more there are administrative barriers and the more difficult it is to come up with quality projects. So there's always something present. On the one hand, you get, on the other hand, you lose. Thank you, Mrs. Sibyl. Maybe something to add. We talked about young people. I like the idea that the development is considered in broad terms, not only taking into account individual segments. Our younger generations read a lot, maybe not books, which is a pity, but they have more e-sources of knowledge. They know a lot. My oldest son said, "Okay, Mom, I will cross the border, go there. But everybody is here." No, I will go abroad where good salaries are offered. What I'm trying to say is our young people are willing to go abroad. Why shouldn't they move to another city or town a bit distant from their original place? You have strong hinterland here, a lot of startups and brilliant ideas. So young people should recognize this, and then they will come.
Plus, podarek na izjemni kvaliteti
we should stress exceptional quality of life in this environment. Mr. Pogorečnik, we have not forgotten you, but this discussion is so intensive and has led to your contribution. Today we heard quite oftenly how important the education sector is. Thank you, Ms. Sibyl. Good luck. Thank you for this food for thought. Education is truly important supporting environment for the local community and for economy as well, and for our restructuring also.
In the beginning, let me say that we have young people between 15 and 20 that will start working with you and living here. We do it for them. And it is okay that they are well informed about all the options and possibilities. We as a school center, we have 1,700 students in high school student programs, 250 students in high school, university programs, and all these young people, over 2,000 of them, they are all taken to the holiday work for practice in local communities. And we have young generations coming to the market, to the technologies. Things are changing, but we don't have enough people. Our young people have a lot of opportunities. It is quite rare time that there is so much open possibilities. We heard that we should keep them here. We should make sure that they don't fly away. And Erasmus projects are the best example how they can compare work abroad with the work and situation at home. And if at home is not as good or better, then there is something wrong here at home. We host a lot of high school students from abroad, from other places, and it's quite similar. They come, they see and compare. And today you can check a lot of things and compare a lot of things. So that means you have to do your best, work hard. We have good high schools, 4 of them, and high professional education center and entrepreneurial center that has a very good cooperation with economy in some functional educations, and we have hundreds of participants, around 700, and in that area, in the field of restructuring, this would only multiply. And there are some areas that we manage on our own quite well, but you need partners from real sector, from local community, from companies. They bring added value, added things to the table. Today we discussed coal mining, mining programs have very low numbers of students. Since we started discussing mining in negative terms in Slovenia, students' interests have fallen. But now, when we discuss brighter future, brighter perspective, we train today people who would re-qualify or improve their qualifications, but we don't have much new students of metallurgy. As far as equipment that we need, or let me first discuss staff. Digitalization. To make digitalization successful in all areas of life, teachers also need new knowledge, new skills. We cooperate in pan-Slovenian project called Digital Teacher, where teachers from all the levels of education, from kindergarten, schools, high schools and university, will get digital skills, digital literatures, and we truly need this added knowledge, digital skills, so that we can work with younger generations to mentor them with new technologies. We are being mentored. We are being taught. We know the classical knowledge, but new features, young people take on board much sooner. And also with equipment, our schools, as the institution, we are 65 years old. We have grown on mining programs, and we added on that, but we are we made a huge boom in case of our equipment when we have the entrepreneurial center built. And when we were building the center, I have to say that it was truly troublesome for me to see that we had money for walls, for buildings, and not a lot of money for computers. But when we were buying the equipment for our center, we became best equipped center in the region. One is the equipment, and then teachers have to be trained how to use this new equipment. And now we need next push. Only education, looking at professional or occupational education, ministry alone is not enough. Ministry of Economy should be involved, and Ministry of Labor as well. Mrs. Sibyl has left, but still, we do need, and we have projects available to equip and update all the educational programs. I was quite happy to hear our mayor saying that in cooperation with the Faculty of Energetics and with the university, we are thinking about the campus for students, and this is great opportunity for other student courses as well. So definitely here with the Ministry of Education, in their part, we will have great cooperation, undoubtedly. But all of our needs and desires cannot be covered there. How? In what way? Cooperation with economy, with local community, with joint projects, interdisciplinary cooperation. How can we approach the needs of economy that we now see? The lack of chemical engineers, different specialists from different fields in the next. Let's take a look. See, we have discussed a lot different programs such as pharmaceutical engineering. In 4 years, well, you need 30 of them. It's not that easy to attract 30 students. The problem is not only financing. How many young people who will become pharmaceutical technicians will get a job at the age of 19? Maybe 3 of them, being optimistic. The others will study further on. Some won't finish and will come back. The educational program will not resolve this issue. The school center, well, we educate our young people at the secondary school and higher professional level. Some stay and study in the local environment, but some leave. The school center is ready for restructuring. Absolutely, yes. This is what we are happy to learn. Andrea, I wanted to add something else. GTF fund, part of it is also part of it is the Ministry of Family and Labor being in charge of. So some will also be intended for retraining of people in the energy sector. All these projects of local communities should be presented to this ministry as well, so that young people would get the proper education, either within the school center or elsewhere. And we hope that young people will remain in the valley to respond to the challenges.
Zaključujemo počasi. Niste imeli prve besede. Dam pa zadnjo, gospod župan.
Last word is yours, dear mayor.
Lahko naredimo wrap-up potegnemo nekaj zaključkov. Skratka, dialog med ključnimi deležniki pri nastajanju zakonodajnega okvira poteka. Imamo približno časovnico, kdaj je lahko zakon o prestrukturiranju in o zapiranju premogovnika pričakujemo. Dobrih praks imamo ogromno.
Phasing out. We have a lot of best practices, but also some poor practices. To wrap up, I can say that the engagement of all stakeholders is needed. Maybe in some fields, opinions or views differ. We need to confront different opinions and then take some decisions that are in favor of the development of our local community. The mayor is not the smartest guy in the city, we know that. Strong support from all sides is needed, and I hope that this heterogeneous character can be preserved, and thus we'll be able to address these issues also in the future. In recent years, we have repeated some statements, and this will be necessary also in the future because our memory is not that effective, so we have to be repeating. I hope that the current government will remain in power till the end of the term of office. Cooperation is great, and therefore I am optimistic. But it is also true that every stakeholder and every citizen should do their job in this restructuring period. We have some political functions, some are leaders in economy, and we all need to take the right direction. I look forward to this challenge, and I'm sure that if we are able to work together, we will be the winners of this process, because our environment will be friendly to all age groups, because what we've been doing now is not for ourselves but mainly for future generations. Thank you, Marko, for moderating this round table with a few mistakes, of course. Mistakes always happen. I would like to thank the team organizing this conference. It has been proven again that when Velenje celebrates, we talk about the past, look forward to the future.
To je bil pravzaprav moj zaključek. Hvala lepa. Skratka, optimizem, ki stoji na trdnih temeljih, je tukaj in se ga veselimo, in zato tudi lahko rečemo, da se veselimo prihodnosti, welcome future. In veselimo se tudi mogoče naslednje leto, že četrte konference.
Next year we will organize the fourth conference already. There will be new challenges, time really flies, and we do believe that we'll meet again at the fourth conference. Thank you, dear audience, for staying with us. We were slightly late, but also our legislation is lagging behind. I wish you a nice afternoon and enjoy your stay in Velenje.